Alright, I've made 2 videos now about the Robosen Transformers, an Optimus Prime and a Grimlock, both of which move on their own, transform on their own, listen to commands, walk, talk, and everything else a typical Transformer doesn't do. And on both videos there have been 2 predominant questions in the comments. Can they talk to each other? And when are they gonna make a Megatron?
So if they made Optimus Prime, then Grimlock, and I bet they're working on Megatron now. Pretty soon they'll be able to have their own little war on their own. All you'll have to do is just sit back and speak. Lol.
Not advisable. Hi, I'm Jett and, well, Robosen sent me this, so I'm gonna answer both questions and more as we explore the depths of what these robots can and can't do. And yes, that includes making them fight, something that was absolutely a bad idea in every way. If you're disappointed that Megatron's alt mode isn't a gun, I have some bad news from the past 30 years of Transformers. Megatron was born to gun, yet forever doomed to tank. It does shoot though. The turret doesn't rotate, but it can launch a missile on command. This is a totally new feature for Robosen, commemorated by an Optimus Prime paper target. It's like a toy thing. It does a toy thing, it's good. These are just gone, by the way. I'm not gonna find these. His tank mode uses proper tank mechanics for its rubber treads, turning on a dime for careful aiming, though the controls in the app are the typical joystick style, and for some reason they make him say a voice line before he does literally anything, making control a little bit tedious.
Take no prisoners.
And it's like a legitimate tank. Not great with a tablecloth. That said, the lines are specially recorded by Frank Welker, so it's all very legitimate. Also, hey y'all, the Megatron is large, like insanely large. Oh, and then this. Oh God, oh God. You're facing the wrong way, bud. You look at the tank form and think, oh hey, what a cute little guy. And then it absolutely towers the moment it transforms. It's a terrifying scale, and yet somehow it's capable of insanely fast movements. Both Optimus and Grimlock are relatively cautious in their movements, and the Megatron is too when he's walking or sidestepping, but then he'll just, oh God, he's JoJo posing. And that's pretty much necessary given the Morningstar flail that he comes with. It's huge, but he tosses the thing around like he hates it. And somehow the momentum doesn't throw him to the ground as soon as it whiffs down. His animations are fast, he's responsive to the voice commands, and the app is careful to warn you to remove the accessories before transformation or other actions that really shouldn't have weapons.
It is over. Optimus Prime has been defeated.
Before I could get too deep into each and every animation Megatron is capable of, my eyes were drawn to the mini theater mode on the app. Sure enough, it prompts me to connect an Optimus Prime as well, so I did and found this. The final battle. It tells me to ensure that they're 100 centimeters apart, which I didn't do because the table was too small for that. And then I tell the app that I did it anyway, so surely that won't cause any problems. What's wrong with your left shoulder blade, dude? What's wrong with this thing? Whether it's a glitch in the software, or it's something wrong with my Optimus Prime, or whether I'm using the wrong Optimus Prime, whenever he starts this specific animation, it starts yelling that his left shoulder is stuck. It isn't, but he won't move till I reboot him, while the Megatron just spazzes out pantomiming 1/2 of a 1:30 long skit. Come on, dude, read the room. Improv, say yes.
He moves so fast. I cannot believe it. I think he's supposed to do that.
I couldn't get it to work at all after several attempts, and this is the only scene in the app aside from like a photo mode where they act like they're taking photos, which that one worked, but I don't get it. The Grimlock also has a mini theater in his app, but it doesn't have any content yet. This seems like it should be the final evolution for these Robosen figures. Honestly, the biggest reason to even have multiples when most of them do basically the same stuff. If Robosen can create these animations, create enough content, I mean, can you imagine having 3, 4, 5 of these robots all executing elaborate choreography right in front of your eyes, controlled by a single app? I can. Wait, hang on, back up. My first thought, they can both say each other's names. So if you say, hey Megatron, Optimus Prime to Megatron, and he starts yelling about Optimus, and then vice versa with Optimus yelling about Megatron, can they trigger each other's animations? Hey Megatron.
What's wrong?
Optimus Prime. Megatron. He doesn't even care. Alright, so not really. Maybe if one of them would literally say, hey, Optimus Prime, or whatever. But I don't think the mics would register it as a human voice anyway. They probably are pretty sensitive to like bass and frequencies and whatever. My second thought, this Megatron has fighting animations, and the Optimus does too. So if you just stick them in front of each other with weapons loaded up and switch between apps quick enough, let's have him just attack him. Oh God! This is not advisable. Hey, Optimus Prime.
Greetings.
Attack.
Prepare for battle.
It's kind of good. It's kind of cool.
Your help to defeat the
Yeah, Optimus. Fall into him and then hit him with your gun. In the end, it was the hand-to-hand boxing animations that worked the best. They'll pretty much actually fight each other Rock'em Sock'em Robot style, albeit with random punches, one of which can easily knock down the other. And if you frame it right, it looks pretty serious. At this point, Connor pointed out that I was actually playing with toys. Like playing with toys how a kid plays with toys. Not just imagining the epic battle and pretending they're really fighting, but trying to stress the boundaries of what these things can do, which is the main thing that children are built to accomplish. You aren't supposed to use these robots like this. In my limited experience, they're a bit more rugged than Robosen acts like they are, but still, one wrong move and they could get seriously damaged. The servos can wear down or break if they get stuck, and it's not hard to knock them over in ideal conditions, and it's really easy to get badly pinched if you have to save one of them from a fall while they're moving. And they were falling down a lot since I had several of them running on a wobbly table. Blah, blah, blah. Look at me! I'm having fun! Hey, that's pretty good. The Optimus is kind of destined to lose this fight given how much smaller this version is compared to the big cheese. The flagship model Optimus would be a contender, but mine is just the elite version.
You lost something.
He died. I mean, I like this. This is good, but I mean, it just feels like something is missing. Wait. Do you hear that? It's Bumblebee! Robosen sent over this Bumblebee ages ago, and I never opened it because I didn't think I'd like it, because it doesn't transform. But now I find myself unexpectedly charmed. He's just a little guy compared to the others, so he moves a bit slicker, and when he's up here with the other G1 style figures, he fits in just fine. The Bumblebee app also has a mini theater section, but I couldn't get it working either for different reasons than the others. I'm sure making an app that syncs up with multiple proprietary Bluetooth devices isn't easy, but still, it could use some work and probably some more content. This experience, honestly, is massively superior to playing with any of these on their own, just because there's more to do. It's interactive, not just in the sense of if you press a button, a thing happens, but like, I'm trying stuff, experimenting. When they play with each other, there's a sort of emergent gameplay, something unpredictable and requiring more active input than any of them demand on their own. There's a lot of fun in actively switching apps and saying commands to try to get things to happen, whether it's getting all the Autobots to shoot at Megatron, or shooting Bumblebee with Megatron's missile and pressing the button that makes him die. Oh no!
Hey, my circuits are overheating.
It's not a play pattern they could ever advertise because it doesn't work well, because it's not what they're made to do, but it's peak janky toy play. The same instinct that makes kids climb on top of playground structures and stand on swing sets. Still, I wish Robosen would make one flexible app that you could use to control all of the robots from the same phone, access all of the mini theater animations, or activate commands simultaneously. They should say in the app not to make the robots fight each other, and for legal reasons, I must advise you not to do so either to avoid damaging your very expensive robots. It would be irresponsible for me to recommend you do what I'm doing with stuff that I got for free, but like, come on. Nah, I'm kidding. But, nah, just joking. All in all, it's just great to have a villain to play with in tandem with various Autobot characters. It evokes the brilliant choice Hasbro made so long ago when importing Diaclone and Microchange to split the toys into two factions. Although villain toys rarely sell as well to kids, the presence of a villain adds way more play value to the heroes you already have. And that idea still holds to this day, with engineering far beyond what those Takara designers would have ever thought possible. Neat. Links in the description if you want to buy any of this stuff, but like, don't do that unless you can afford it. This is Jett Gusano, and I'll see you next time. My Patreon supporters are the only reason why I am able to make what I make and do experimental stuff like this with confidence, knowing I'll be able to pay rent in a pinch. And if you want to support me as well, please go to patreon.com/JettGusano. And so, thank you to my Diamond patrons, Immortal Blank, Lucid Lana, CHOOKA Bear, RAZU Ryan, and Tenzin Sayang, my Titan patrons, CR107, Gusano, Plecopleco, Banana Jones, and my Hyper patrons, Gavin Greenlee, Trouble, Mudorios, Orio, Alyssa Gretlein, BakuJerk, and Mannsky. And a couple new base patrons as well, to David Kouris and Scarlet Rippy.